What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Goblin, and today I am coming in with quite the interesting story for you guys. This is something that I've mentioned in a Q&A before. One of my subscribers asked me a question, and I kind of touched on this topic a little bit, but I felt like this was worthy of a full video because this is quite a good story. So today, if you couldn't tell already by the title, I am talking about sex on ketamine. And this was a specific scenario that occurred. I've only had sex on K once, and it was a one-night stand with this girl. I've never fucked her again. I've never even touched her again after this, but I'm going to be diving into it with you guys. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do, and also don't forget to ask me questions using the hashtag AskGoblin if you want to see your questions featured in any upcoming Q&A videos. I plan on putting up a Q&A probably tomorrow or the day after. I'm really getting my questions together right now. I'm reading through all the ones I haven't answered yet, and if you guys, let's say you comment on a previous Q&A video and then I upload another one where I haven't answered your question, don't re-ask the same question because I still go back and I look for questions no matter how old they are. I don't care about the age. I don't just look on one specific video, or I don't care. I look on every video. I look no matter how old the video is. Like, it doesn't matter. So if you ask a question once, just know that I've already seen it, so you don't have to ask again. But either way, drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Hope you do, and let's dive into it. So, this was a little while ago. This was, I want to say this was like 3-4 months ago, back in like March or April, I'm pretty sure. It was like the end of March, I think, nearing the end of March, because I remember this was right before spring break, if I'm thinking correctly. This was actually like the day before spring break, I'm pretty sure. And there was this one girl who we're just going to refer to as Stinky Whore. I'm kidding. We're going to refer to her as... what are we going to call her? Let's call her, we're going to call her Shelly. Alright, so good old Shelly over here. Shelly was a character, to say the least. She was kind of the, how do I put it? You know how like every group of guys has that one girl they've all fucked? This is the girl. Shelly is my friend, me and my friends, she is just the girl. Apparently, you know, that's the best way to put it. There are more rude ways I could put it, but you know, I'm trying to be nice here, guys. I'm trying to be a gentleman. So, you know, Shelly was, at the time, decently, like, kind of a friend of mine. Like, I mean, we talked, we hung out, we got fucked up together, but, like, that was about it. So, this particular day, it was a Thursday. I remember that. For some reason, I just remember that. I don't really know why, but it was a Thursday a couple months ago, and school had just gotten out, and I texted Shelly. I was bored, I was horny, I needed to bust a nut, okay? I had no other women on my line. This was, like, my last resort. I was like, fuck it. I hit up Shelly. I was like, hey, what you doing? She was like, nothing. I was like, I got OC. Want to come over and get drunk? She was like, yeah. And she is a fucking alcoholic, so I know that if I have liquor, she will have sex. That's essentially like the, how do I put it? That's essentially like the input, I guess you could say. If I input liquor, the output will probably be top or sex or something like that, because this girl is, I mean, I already knew she was down, like, even before this, but, like, I was debating on it because I didn't really know, but this day I was just like, fuck it. So I went and picked her up, drove her back to my house, and I was still completely sober at this point. She was as well, and I had a bottle, and I also had a little bit of ketamine. Now, I am not really a drinker. I'm not a drinker at all. I don't, like, enjoy being drunk because I always end up getting sick. So I just handed her the bottle, and I was like, go ahead and drink. I'm not going to drink any, you know, have as much as you want. I don't really care. I literally just handed her the fifth, and I was like, pour up some drinks for yourself. I don't care. Go for it. And I could already tell, just on the car ride there, she was talking about some interesting things. I could already tell that, yeah, my dick was probably coming out this day. So I went in my room and I opened my desk. That's where I kept most of my powdered drugs, my powdered substances, and I pulled out my little bit of K that I had left. And K isn't necessarily a powder, but you get what I mean, like just smaller things that you snort and stuff like that, not like weed or anything, just like pills and powders and stuff like that. So pulled out the K, busted out about a line and a half, I want to say, and within 10 minutes I was already feeling it. I was already K'd up, the typical ketamine tranquility kind of feeling where everything's just a-okay, you're feeling great, you have no discomforts, and everything's just great. And she was drinking, so I don't know if she was drunk at this point, but I know for a fact she was drunk by the time I dropped her off, but I don't know if she was drunk by the time that I got really K'd up. So I was sitting there, right? And we were just sitting on the couch together. And I was like looking for a movie to put on because I was trying to be real smooth about it. I was like, all right, maybe a little Netflix and chill action. We'll get that going. So I was like, I asked her, I was like, all right, do you want to watch in here or in my room? We were in the living room sitting on the couch. And she was like, your room. Now, I don't really know why I said my room. I was very K'd up at this point, but my room doesn't even have a fucking television. I don't even have a way to watch movies in my room. The only thing that's in my room is my computer, which doesn't have a disk drive, so I can't put movies into it. So I like grabbed a fucking Elf DVD or some shit. It was like the first thing I saw in my living room. I think it was like the Simpsons Christmas special or some shit. I don't know, dude. And I just walked into my room, and I don't know why I even grabbed that. And she walked in, and she knew there was no TV in my room. She'd been to my house too, so like, she'd been to my house plenty of times. I'd known this girl for a little bit. So, like, I knew that she was probably hinting at something here, because I think we both knew very well that there was literally no way to watch movies in my room. So we get in my room, and I hop on my bed. I hop on first, and she hops on next to me, and immediately I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, it's happening. Like, you know how, like, you don't necessarily, like, I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments saying, Goblin, you rapist, but you know how, like, you're sitting with a girl and, like, you're sitting there and you don't even have to verbally ask, like, hey, you want to have sex? You just kind of know it's going to happen. Like, you just kind of know it's bussin', so you just, like, kind of get started, I guess you could say. That's what happened. Like, I just kind of looked at her and, like, she was already looking at me, and, like, I had my hand, like, on her leg already, so I just kind of, like, got to it. I don't really know. And let me tell you, it was interesting, all right? I couldn't feel my fucking cock, dude. I'm saying, like, I did not. Like, I had no pleasure from this sex, besides the fact that, like, my mind knew I was having sex. So I was like, yeah, it's fucking lit, dude. I'm getting laid right now. But, like, I was in my room. We were doing all sorts of weird positions. This girl's a freak, dude. She's doing all sorts of crazy shit. She's doing twirls on my dick, dude. She's fucking, like, scratching my back and shit, dude. It's getting frisky in here, dog. Like, I don't know what's happening. And I don't exactly remember I remember, like, specific portions of it. I remember that there's at one point we were in a little doggy style position, and I looked at the time and I realized that it was almost time to go. My mom was going to be home in like 30 minutes, so I had to leave and take this girl home. I could not keep railing the shit out of her with my K'd up dick that I couldn't feel anymore. So I pulled my pants up and I was like, all right, I gotta go. She was not having it. This is where things got a little rapey. She was not having it. She literally, I kid you not, I didn't even get to button my pants yet. I was like zipping them up. She just ripped them back down. She was just like, keep fucking me. I was like, all right, you listen here, you son of a bitch. I don't know if you're an FBI agent. I don't know what information you're trying to get out of me, but I'm not putting my cock back in there again. I gotta take your dumb whore ass home, so you better let me put my dick away right now. She was not having it. That's not literally what I said to her. I actually folded. I was just like, all right, because I was also somewhat intoxicated, so I just started giving it to her. I was just like, all right. So like 5 minutes later, I was like, this is getting nowhere. I'm not going to nut. So I pulled my pants right back up, and I was like, all right, you need to go the fuck home. I need to bring you home right now. So she, of course, once again, same thing. I'm pulling my pants up, getting dressed, and, like, I got further this time. I got further than pulling the pants up. I actually got my shirt back on, which was awesome. That was progress at this point. And what does she fucking do, boys? Can you imagine what she did? And girls listening to this, can you imagine what she did? This bitch is getting dressed, too. She's starting to get dressed, so, like, I have faith. I'm like, all right, bet. Okay, she's getting dressed. Literally rips her clothes right back off and just goes, keep going. I'm like, all right, fuck this. She, like, grabbed me, dude. She, like, pinned me to the bed, dog. I was like, what the fuck? Like, all right, shorty, I get you're horny and, like, you might be drunk, but I'm really K'd up. I can't feel my dick. I don't even know how I'm maintaining an erection right now because I can't feel anything, and you need to get off my cock. So, of course, I kind of push her off again. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I don't really want to keep going anymore. So at that point, she's like, all right, fine. But we can't find her pants. Okay, like, this girl's pants went missing. I don't know where they went. I found them a couple days later. But she wore some yoga pants over that really did highlight her back region, to say the least. And she just took one of my pairs of sweatpants because, like, we couldn't find her pants and we had to go ASAP. My mom was literally going to be home, like, any minute at this point. So I just grabbed a pair of sweatpants out of my dresser and just handed them to her. And then we started going to back to her house, excuse me. So at this point, we were fucking for like a couple hours, so I wasn't really that K'd up anymore. I was like still feeling like the numbness of it, but like I wasn't really intoxicated. Like I could think straight at this point, and I could like kind of, how do I put it? I could kind of like handle myself, because K tolerance builds really fast. That's something that I did not know back when I was doing K at this point. Ketamine tolerance, builds like stupid quick, and it lasts forever. Like, it's so hard to lose a tolerance to ketamine. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't just take a tea break like you can with weed or like some other drugs. Like, for example, acid, your tolerance is back down within like 4 or 5 days, something around that. With ketamine, it takes like months. I've had friends tell me it took them years to get their K tolerance back down, which is, I don't know if that's necessarily accurate, but either way. So I'm driving this bitch home at this point, and we get back to her house completely fine, and she still got a little bit of the bottle left, and I was like, just keep it. Like, I don't even want this bottle anymore. I don't drink like that. Just keep the bottle. And she was like, okay. So she gets out of the car, and I'm thinking that everything's going okay. I'm thinking like, all right, dropped her off. Everything went well. Now I can just go home. All of a sudden, as she's getting out of the car, her dad walks up to the car, and he's like sniffing. I can hear him sniffing. Like, when, like, for example, let's say you just smoke weed and like a cop pulls you over and you can like literally hear him sniffing for the smell of weed. Like, that's what this motherfucker was doing. This motherfucker was sniffing as he was walking up to the car. So I knew he probably smelled the alcohol on her. And he walks up to the car, and this bitch, dude, this girl, oh my God, she almost got me so fucked, dude. I swear to God, I almost ran her over in a heartbeat, dude. This girl's dad walked up to my car, and he was like talking to me, and he wasn't talking to me at first. He was talking to her, and he was like, just get out of the car. And she was like, I'm sorry, Dad. I have no excuse. And she was holding the bottle, and he saw it. So I was sitting there. I didn't move the car yet, but she was out, and she was like on her lawn, and her dad was like up to my passenger window, and I was like, all right, well, should I just go, like, to her dad? And he was like, no, hold on, let me do something real quick. So he goes behind my car and pulls out his phone, like he's about to take a picture of my license plate. Now, I'm like, hell fucking no. This man's not touching my car. This man's not fucking touching my license plate. He ain't doing nothing. No snitching. So I put the car in drive, my faithful little trusty Honda CRV at the time, and I'm out the fucking jam. I'm talking like I slammed on it, dude. I've never skirted so hard in like a middle class family SUV ever in my life, dude. I was out the jam. My heart was racing. I was like, fuck, because I noticed, like, yeah, he was about to take a picture. I didn't notice he pulled out his phone at first until the flash came on. So I was hoping that if I just slammed on it fast enough, it would blur the picture and he couldn't get my plate, which I guess he did, or he just didn't do anything with the picture because nothing ever happened to me after this. But either way, after that, I just went and got some Burger King and went home and enjoyed the rest of my night, smoked a little bit, and went to sleep. So, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop a like if you did. I know the story was on the longer side, but I don't know. I'm kind of experimenting with putting out some longer videos, so let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.